The Five Dysfunctions of a Team, a Leadership Fable by Patrick Lencioni. Presented by Channing Bartel, Constance Cook, Jared Givens, Cindy Klingle Smith, Christopher Porter Bunton, and Cassandra Wiley Jackson. I will discuss the book review, book critique, commendations, and the five dysfunctions of a team. This book is an exciting and sophisticated story about a woman named Catherine, who was hired as the CEO of a technology company known as Division Tech, a once innovative organization presently in the state of disarray. Catherine, the CEO, has used her leadership and team building knowledge during a series of required executive retreats to bring into line the team and figure out why the company has been on the decline. Each session was established to identify the main topics without assigning blame and to establish guidelines so the company could move forward as a functional, successful organization. These meetings addressed five problems or dysfunctions that Catherine detected on the executive team: absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. The communication between the fictional employees has provided brilliant examples and an understanding of the five dysfunctions of a team. The main characters in this story are Catherine Peterson, recently appointed CEO of Division Tech Incorporated. Jeff Shanley, former CEO and co-founder. He's maintained a seat on the board of directors and continues to lead team meetings even after his demotion. Michelle Beebe, who is in charge of marketing. She's not liked very well by the staff. She sometimes exhibits rude body language when team members express themselves. Martin Gilmore is the chief technologist and part founder of the company. He is absent for most of the staff meetings and is often sarcastic when he does a team. Additional characters include Jeff Rollins. He's the head of sales. He's an experienced salesperson who rarely follows through with his team members, but apologizes profusely for all his mistakes. Carlos Amador, who is in customer support. He's a low maintenance member of the team and is very trustworthy. Jan Marcino is the chief financial officer. She's a stickler for details and treats the company money as though it were her own. She's definitely there to keep the finances under control. And Nick Farrell, he's the chief operating officer. He was hired to build an operational infrastructure, open new offices around the world, and lead the firm's acquisition and integration efforts. He felt like he was qualified to be the CEO. The critique of the book considers that the author told a great story. The fact of the matter is that this was an imaginary story, and there are a lot of conflicting situations that would have went a lot smoother had they have been in a real world office condition. While the author provided great shifts from one class to the next as they presented themselves, there was a lot of favoritism presented. The writer's own individual favoritism to the CEO, Catherine, as a hero figure in the book probably would not have played out as well as in a real work-life situation. Truthfully, there is not too many organizations with a budget like Division Tech, and organizations also don't have the time to spend on retreats to resolve their own issues. Commendations of the book include: it gives great insight to what it's like to be part of a successful team. Many don't know what this is like. It's also great in that it discusses team forces at work and how teams are supposed to work together. Since the book is written as a fiction, it helps develop a great picture of what healthy teams may look like and how they may relate. Leaders can take away practical advice from this book and utilize it on their own teams. The types of dysfunctions can exist in any type of organization, and this book helps to recognize the problems that often exist on teams. The 5 dysfunctions include absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. The first dysfunction is the absence of trust. This is where employees will conceal their weaknesses and mistakes from one another. They also jump to conclusions about their intentions and amplitudes of others without attempting to clarify them. They hesitate to either ask or to offer help. The presence of trust exists within an organization when employees admit weaknesses and mistakes. They appreciate and tap into one another's skills and experiences, and they ask for help. A few suggestions of how to overcome the absence of trust. When employees share personal histories or life stories, they can explore team effectiveness exercises. When they complete personality or behavioral preferences profiles, when the company requires 360-degree feedback, and when they do team exercises. Dysfunction number 2, the fear of conflict. The fear of conflict is when there is an artificial harmony within the workplace. Employees have passive behavior and avoid conflict because no one wants to be the bad guy. A team can resolve the fear of conflict by building an environment of trust and engaging in constructive conflict. Also, constructive conflict allows team members to engage in vigorous criticism. They also have to trust each other to feel a healthy sense of openness. Dysfunction number 3, lack of commitment. When employees lack 2 major functions, lack of clarity or failure to buy in, it's because teammates are not on board. There is no commitment to decisions, and teammates feel that their concerns are unheard. Also, when there is no consensus, when everyone on the team attempts to please each other, and they don't agree or support one another's decisions. Failure to commit creates uncertainty amongst the team members. There's no clarification of priorities, and there is a lack of direction within the team. This breeds a lack of confidence, there's a fear of failure, and there's uncertainty of the decisions that are made by the team. This leads to encouraging second guessing, discord among team members, and unresolved discord tends to cause gaps between the team and upper management. The ways to overcome lack of commitment are to maximize clarity to achieve a buy-in, remind the team members of the mission, redefine their goals, review decisions made, and agree to what is necessary to communicate to the staff. This will allow for there to be consistent information exchange and to minimize the office rumor mill. Dysfunction number 4 includes the avoidance of accountability. When there is no accountability, team members have no set goals or expectations. In order to be responsible when things go wrong, team members should keep track of progress on a regular basis, review the progress, and follow up. Team members must be held accountable, and when there are issues of accountability, we must address the team as a whole and not just the individual. Dysfunction number 5 is an inattention to results. Members have a tendency to care about something other than the collective goals of the group. How do we overcome inattention to results? By making results clear, and we can reward those who have contributed to the team results. We must identify the leader's role and make sure that a good atmosphere is set, and the leader must be selfless and unbiased. Reserve rewards and credits to those who contribute to the team's success. In conclusion, I have discussed the book review, book critique, commendations, and the 5 dysfunctions of a team.